I want every one of you to remember these three words. Nigerians, we are no more. Southeasterners and Southerners, we cannot become. And Biafrans, we must be.
A servant of the wonderful people of Biafra. We are live and we are direct this very morning, afternoon, or night, depending on where you are. And we start this very day by making it abundantly clear that the greatest enemy of a black man is the way that we reason. If not that the way we reason is very, very abhorrent, there is no need or reason why we should be suffering and complaining every blessed day without the courage to do something about it.
Welcome, fellow Biafrans, lovers of freedom across the world. I welcome you to this amazing program. Please, kindly like and share this program to all platforms. Share to family and friends. Share to everyone that is close to you. This information is coming to you from the platform that is under the United States of Biafra. The United States of Biafra under the command of our Prime Minister, Mazi Ekpa Njoku, and on the Supreme Command of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Today, under the leadership of the Deputy Prime Minister, Dr. Ngozi Orebweze. Please watch closely to the video I'm about to play when we'll talk about the irredeemable situation of Nigeria. Some of you do not understand. Simply because we are commenting on the social media, you don't believe us. But I want you to get information that are coming from their conventional media. The irredeemable situation of Nigeria is overwhelming, and the end of the zoo has come. It doesn't matter what you think about it. It doesn't matter what you believe. The truth remains that Nigeria has ended and there is no going back. Wherever you are as a Biafran, the earlier you begin to support the independence of the United States of Biafra, the better for you. And if you are from other regions, the earlier you begin to support your own region, the better for you. Biafra is not your problem.
Finland, you people are jokers in this country. What do you think we take Finland for? They are watching what is happening in Nigeria. They are watching. The Kenyan people that brought Nnamdi Kanu, allowed Nnamdi Kanu to be kidnapped. Do you think that they are finding it funny? They are not finding it funny. I've been in Kenya, we're following the matter. It's not easy as they are seeing it, because one, it has also affected their own country. It shows that nobody will enter your country and be safe. The due process must be followed. Don't you know when they arrested Iboho at the Benin Republic? Malami quickly sent the jet as he sent in that of Nnamdi Kanu. What did the Benin Republic do? Say no, they're not extraditing anybody. They kept him there because there is absence of rule of law in Nigeria. There is absence of fundamental rights here.
Hey, Wana, if you no sokwa gi mara no wa, ebe obu no sokwa gi soruo no wa, ma obu na ima anything about the law, Wana, omori for obu na ima. I was in this podcast, this interview, one of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's legal team, Anna Barrister Maxwell Opara. One I watched in this interview, we quoted that now, if for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, if for Mazi Simon Ekpa, these people, they marry their cases. They will be working free men. Just chota no somewhere date we are no more agwagia. They are date to today's date. They are now sino more agwagia. But I took it the before being a day. I told you settle on no down, we had that table when you make what data. Settle on down, watch this video. You watch your video, if that Ndibu Rogishi. This thing all law when there's both power. Obonema the use of it. And Obodai from my name now the armor of the rule of law, armor of the right of citizen, and the law is not even working. Settle on more down. Without data, watch this video. Can you look about Barrister Maxwell or see we break here more down the use, the importance, and the essence of human rights. We're about law that is governing every nation. About Simon Ekpa when the news of extraditing him to Nigeria was flying. He said it in this podcast. No, Nigeria. I must say that now Nigeria had the law and they don't even have anyone. About the ongoing trial of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, man, got deep in it. When man, case Obuna did court, I did see much Okunia, and he's among the legal team. I told him no John who if any na this podcast. settle all down, watch this video. I give credit to the Volume Podcast for putting up this video together. I watch this in video, save way on my phone, download way as a personal gift of myself. I try to watch this video from beginning to the end. The bottom result my comment section. You watch this here, Jirako Gonogo me bearing video, share. Ndibo need it for this video. A lot of Biafrans need to watch video. Not just that, Nigeria as a nation need to for this video because a lot of message, a lot of lecture then at this video. You now watch video, chop no pen and paper. You now jot down some points. You need the market. Watch this video. I'll be right back.
First Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the build up to the situation where we're having facing legal proceedings now, and I'm taking you way back into the era of his broadcast, era of his dissemination of certain kind of information, which is classified as a breach of national security. Do you think it violated the rights of the country, a country like Nigeria, with the kind and choice of words he used in expressing his opinions, his views, and well, one would say his rights?
Well, I may not go into that particular issue on the following reasons. One, I'm a member of the legal team. I'm not only a member of the legal team, I'm the oldest lawyer in this Nnamdi Kanu's legal team. All the people that I started handling this matter since 2014, 15, they've all left. All the new lawyers there now, they met me there.
Why did they leave?
It's a choice. Either you live on your own or Nnamdi Kanu message, please excuse yourself. You're not giving me what I want. So I don't want to go into that. Now, secondly, the trial is ongoing. And in our ethics, once the matter is in court, we don't speak about it. But I must say, I doubt whether there is any part of Europe that I have not stepped in my leg. And not only stepping in my leg, I have interacted with most of them. I'm a member of International Bar Association Human Rights Committee. We travel almost every 2 months. And then when you see what is happening in other nations and compare with what is happening in your own, you feel ashamed. Timidi, last year, November, we went to Mexico for IBA conference. And we are discussing about Human Rights Committee in my own section. So when you want to speak, you take mic, you introduce yourself. And fortunately for me, I was happy. The Fabemi SAN, the Attorney General, was there. The then MBA President Mikeo was there. I think Tambua also was there. I have about some judges were there. Many judges, many SAN, they were there. So when I took on the mic, I introduced myself, which country I mentioned Nigeria, you see reaction. You see how people are making jest of us. So I felt somehow as a Nigerian. I said, okay, I have to control myself. I asked my question. And I used that opportunity to ask IBA should help Nigerians. Can't we, as a body of lawyers in the whole world, formulate a policy, go to UN, go to everywhere? If you are in your own country, there is absolute absence of medical, health, education, amenities, absence of human rights, you will be restricted from traveling out of your country. Or better still, all these countries, the Europe, the UK, the US, will stop giving you visa, especially medical tourism. Can't we do it in that way? I was bold enough to mention the immediate past president and the current president, President Tinubu. I use them as a case study. I say, I can't see the reason why.
Do you mean about their medical leave?
Yes, because if you're a president, and you are doing well, and you have a functional healthcare, as you let them to understand, if you are sick, you should. Have you seen Trump going outside America, coming to Nigeria to take medical treatment? No, but you go to France. So I presented it. Now, back to what we are talking about, so that I don't defeat. Human rights is one of the things that will project you. Human rights is one as a country. Let me just give Simon Ekpa.
Okay, that's a good example. I was going to go there.
As an instance, I went to Finland by March last year. I finished my program in Paris. I went to Finland. I went to understand their own judicial system. And I was made to understand that Finland is the only country in Europe that doesn't have bilateral agreement with any other country. What am I trying to say? So when they say that Finland are going to extradite Nnamdi Kanu, I look at them and laugh.
But Finland is part of EU, and I presume when you're part of a body, you're subject to some of the laws and regulations around that body.
That will not stop you from being a sovereign state. You are still a sovereign state. You know what is good for you. And as a matter of fact, international law is what I research on it in my PhD.
Okay, but I still want you to finish your point about Finland and their laws and why they will not extradite Simon Ekpa.
So that's where I'm coming. So in the course of my research during my PhD, I discovered that extradition is a very serious law. And one of the things they consider, you are a number one Boko Haram known in Nigeria. You have destroyed life. You have destroyed property. Now you have run into a particular country. Let me just use Kenya as an instance. And you are caught there as a fugitive. The extradition law said Kenya people will now apply, the country, assuming that you're in Nigeria, you apply to Kenya, telling them that this particular person, Mr. A, is a terrorist. We are looking for him. Now, Kenya the law said upon receiving your application,
yes,
they will arrest the fugitive. And they take the fugitive to their own court, that with jurisdiction. Example, if it's Nigeria Federal High Court. Now you attach the investigation report in that application. You attach the charge you have preferred for the person. You attach everything, evidence.
But if that is the scenario,
I'm coming.
I'm just thinking of Interpol also being involved.
I'm coming.
Yes.
So they're working together. Because remember that it's Interpol that will still come and pick the person.
Mm-hmm.
So when you now attach all these documents, the law said, extradition law said, upon seeing all these things with your evidence, they will now approach court. The court will now ask the person, fair hearing, you committed this offense. Tell us the reason why we should not take you to your country or to the country in question for you to go and face a trial. After hearing from you, the next step is, one, to check that country whether there is human rights there. I thank God that you brought in this issue, and I believe that our leaders will hear it. They will check the level of human rights there. If you are the country that observe human rights, that one is one. They will not check whether your life will be protected there. After checking that your life will be protected, they will not check whether you have justice there.
So what if in a scenario, and I'm following you carefully,
yes,
when it comes to procedure,
yes,
and the procedure is on one part,
yes,
and there's also the contingency of if such a person, even when there are procedures around what they can do or whether they're fugitive or not, if such a person still continues to embark on, let's say, a call to action, a certain level of call to action, where what is being accused of...
Remember
yes,
remember that the person is already in the custody in that country.
Yes, but has not hesitated to possibly continue to disseminate his call to action through his disciples, if I would say.
No, that one is a different ballgame.
Why is it different?
The different ballgame is that the person is, you said you want to extradite him to the country. That is the issue. We are talking about, I want to link it up to tell you the reason why human rights, because we are talking about human rights. I'm just giving you implications why you should ensure that you observe human rights in your country. I wish that I have time, so that it's good that when this kind of program, especially human rights, you let people understand. I'm still at the international level. I've not come to the domestic level. Why I'm talking about this international level is that it's the one that affects I and you. It's not enough for you to go and convince somebody to come, a foreign investor, to come and invest in your country. There are some things that they will check, especially human rights, rule of law. So after all these things, the law said, having checked this thing, if they discover that there is no human right in your country, that country will not check whether they have the same law with that country, especially Kenya, using Kenya,
Nigeria,
Nigeria, whether that terrorism offense which you have sent, that there is evidence, whether Kenya can try it. So if Kenya can try it, the law said try him in Kenya.
So let me understand a little bit more, and I'm trying to understand perspective. And I do know, for example, Simon Ekpa's case with Finland. I don't know if it's a case, but it's of interest to organizations around the world. Both some of the UN organizations and every of the other bodies. And I can imagine that if that was done against Finland, certain statements about what needs to be done, right, against Finland as a country, will they sit and be quiet about it? And then it brings forward the question about, what about in good faith? If peradventure, I mean, there are cases such as Julian Assange, right? Leaked cases, he has human rights, he stays in an embassy. I don't even know which embassy he is now. But it's of interest that when you do disseminate information, whether true or not true, or you have statements that have strong implications to national security of another country, there should be response from the host country. Don't you think so?
Femidi, we are talking about law. We're talking about the rule of law. Femidi, do you know that if we go out here and go forbid, we saw armed robbers killing people live. The judge saw the armed robbers kill the person with the AK-47. The Attorney General saw it. The Nigerian Bar Association saw it. Everybody witnessed it. Evidence are there. The law said the procedure must be followed. You must get him arrested. That's what we are talking about law. You must get him arrested. Not only getting him arrested, you must subject him to investigation. Police will investigate him. He will write a statement. After writing statement, he will bring his own lawyer to give him fair hearing. After giving him fair hearing, you arraign him in that court. Remember that the judge, when he was going to work, witness everything.
Yes.
The judge will allow prosecution to prove his case. Femidi, do you know that when you go to court and the man said, guilty or not guilty, I'm guilty, convict me. The law said, judge, you cannot convict. Prosecution, prove your case. I don't know whether you are getting what I'm saying.
I do follow you.
The law will say, prosecution, prove your case. And if you charge him for armed robbery and murder, and there is 4 elements for you to prove murder, there's 4 elements for you to prove armed robbery. If you prove 3.5, if you do not prove the other half, you'll be set free. Remember that has accepted, though. You are pleaded guilty. Court will say, prove your case. And where he failed to prove all those elements, court will change that his guilty to no guilty.
So despite the fact that the person on trial says, I am guilty,
you prove it.
The prosecution has to prove it.
You must prove it.
And if they can't prove it completely, the judge will rule against it.
We convert that his guilty to non-guilty and discharge him.
It brings me forward to the question of some of the arrests in the country as we have it going on, including Nnamdi Kanu, which you one of the.
Do you know why I'm giving you this instance?
Yes.
Do you know why I don't want to bring Nnamdi Kanu's own? Because it's on trial. But I'm giving you a scenario that is related to that.
Oh yes, I understand the scenario game, and I do believe the others are following through.
So people want someone to come down here and face his trial. That's what people. That's majority. That is the question. Now, tell me the reason why Finland refused. The woman who was the ambassador of Finland that time, when they met him, he said Nigeria should do their own. Nigeria should, nobody is happy. I'm living in Nigeria here as an ambassador of a Finnish government to this place. But Nigeria should do their own. What is their own? The first time they took Nnamdi Kanu to court in their own, Nnamdi Kanu brought only 2 judgments. Look at the 2 judgments. Court ordered that Simon Ekpa brought the 2 judgments. Only 2 judgments. Show the court. Look at the 2 judgments given by the court in Nigeria, asking that they should release Nnamdi Kanu. They refuse. So, these are the countries that are civilized, and that is what is making me to be.
So there's a mountain of evidence. And this evidence, and I do say, because I'm just following through with some of, and I know it's an ongoing case, so there's a limit to how we could put perspective to it.
Yes.
But for the purpose of understanding how things are so far, last week it was about the fact that, he said certain words during the broadcast. And I just want to talk about the broadcast because now the broadcast is being brought into court. But let's talk about the broadcast, which is the Radio Biafra and all those kind of conversations that were held. And I'm taking, because it's a case federal government versus Nnamdi Kanu.
Yes.
But I'm just thinking about Nigerians. Now, Nnamdi Kanu's perspective on Nigerians, Nnamdi's perspective on the concept of the Southeast Bloc pretty much standing in its own, and his method of administering what some of his followers should do. And this is completely out of the court case, because it's a federal government versus that. So we're treating about Nnamdi Kanu, Nigerians, and his method of saying do this, do that.
We are still talking about the same thing. This is our own country. My friend, I think I left by here last night. I left here around after 11 December in this hotel there. My friend came in from Canada and he's traveling tomorrow. He said that I must come today. And that night, I said today I won't have. He said I should come. He said I should come to Canada. I said I will be in Canada. We are having IBA in Toronto. I will be there, but I won't stay more than 2 weeks. The point I'm trying to make is that when I'm traveling outside, my body will be telling me that Maswell don't belong here. Their weather, their food, their language will be. My body will tell me, especially those of us that are born and brought up in the village. So this is our country. And when you see most of us fighting like this, want to get here right, I can't leave another place. I don't know how to manage. What we are talking about is that, Femidi, when you have a good case and they channel it from a very wrong angle, Femidi will lose it. Femidi, that is your handset there. If I collect that handset now and running and they're pursuing me, you use something and hit me, I fall. And something happened to me. Nobody will talk about this handset again.
But typically.
You know what I'm saying? Don't channel your case from a very wrong angle.
So are you saying...
Don't put yourself in a situation whereby you will not be trusted.
So are you implying, and I still want to go back to...
Yes, I'm coming. Now, in law, criminal law, there's what we call artificial and menstrual. Menstrual is the intention of committing the act. Your intention of
premeditated murder.
Yes, you committing the act. Artificial is the act of committing that act. Let me just give you this instance. Though you people will pay me for this criminal law.
Oh yes, we'll take the lectures.
When I take this handset now,
okay,
and be moving out.
That one is the phone, not my glasses. That's what will be a challenge.
Yes. Now they say, where is the where is my handset? They say, no, the only person that I saw in this city is Maxwell. You saw me outside. You act there, you look for the handset, you do not see. Finally, they caught me and sacked me and saw the handset. Remember that? You people started beating me. What court is looking at? Can you tell me? Why did you take this handset? That's the only thing court is interested. That's the only thing police is interested. I know that it's not my own. I collected the handset to call my wife, to tell my wife that my handset is...
But that's speculative in law.
Excuse me. I heard them say. Remember that is my statement.
Yes.
That's my statement. That's my defense. Now, Femidi said it's not true.
I'm saying it's speculative.
I heard them saying. You said it's not true. Did you tell me? The question, you asked me. Did you ask me for the handset? I did not ask you. Then court is investigating whether it is true. If court was able to establish that, if I was able to prove that I took this handset to make call and return it, there is no intention of stealing. There is no intention of stealing. Now, what am I trying to say? When you make a comment, if this cameraman touch me, I'll go kill him here. I will kill him here. In fact, your days are numbered. You do listen to me? Your days are numbered. If you last the whole of today, call me bastard. Remember that is a statement you made, and the person died. The person moved and died. Who he had last encounter? This person said, I know what I'm saying. Remember that he has made a comment. They cannot convict the person because of making that comment. The question there is that why did he say such a thing? Probably this man tried to rape the wife, and they caught him. So he now make all those statements. Court is interested in intention of you making that statement.
So what would be, and I understand what you're saying, the intention of statements, which makes sense, but I'm just wondering, what would be the intention of somebody like Nnamdi Kanu when he speaks about people should sit at home and do pretty much little or no work?
For what?
For what would be the intention?
That is what I'm saying now. Anyway, just like I thank God, those evidence now are in public domain. We can now people can access it. And the evidence are there. He made his comment. What did they establish? Yes, sir. The DSSS tendered their evidence, including the question. They ask him all this question. You made this statement, and fortunately, all these statements he made, anyone he made, he told you the reason. Anyone he made, tell you the reason. Anyway, I'm saying so.
In which he said yes, for example, to a few of them.
Of course, when you said, if you see any police officer, kill. Police officers are established to protect life and property. Police stations are established to protect life and property. Any police officer you see that is using the gun government give him to kill innocent citizens, don't allow them to kill you first. Collect it and kill them first. Any police station you see that they are there killing innocent persons, burn it down.
That means he's made himself a judge of what should apply.
We are still talking about the same thing. Now, the question there is that, what is their intention of saying that? The question, has there been extrajudicial killing that made you to say such a thing? The question there is that, when you see any army that is trying to kill you, was there anything? Is there Operation Python Dance? Was there people, about 38 persons, killed for no just for something made somebody to say something? You establish ESN. What's the meaning of ESN? Eastern Security Network. And their agenda, their mode, their whatever thing, the intention of establishing them, you explain it. It is not Biafran army, as most of you explain. This is something the Southeast governor is supposed to establish, as Akeredolu has done in the Ondo. Since they are not doing it, we cannot fold our hands saying that we are looking for Biafra, and the people that we say that we are fighting for are dying. We have to establish it, and we are taking the law, we are taking a bill to the various state house of assembly, believing that they will enact it. But their own is to go to the bush. And then also one, people were killed, raped, women cannot go to farm.
So just like you said, I mean, those are some of the things in public domain.
Yes.
And there's debates about how it was done, why it was done, who commanded it to be done.
Yes.
But it's the part about the human rights of people in, for example, in the Southeast, when they do say, we want to go to market, we want to go to school, we want to do our daily biddings for a typical Monday. Do you think some of those statements that kind of instruct to say, if you see anybody moving on this our restricted day or on this assumed restricted day, that such a person should be dealt with? Do you think the human rights of those who wanted to move and then were dealt with was violated?
That's where violation of right comes in, which he never said. That's where his own is quite different from that of.
You're saying he never asked for people who violate the sit-at-home order.
Sit at home. It's a voluntary decision. As I speak to you on Monday, some people go to market, some people don't go.
So when you do say it's voluntary, for those who are scared and for those who did not do what they wanted to do.
That's what I'm saying. Now, you see, when you believe in a cause, there are some people who are members of IPOB, disciples of Nnamdi Kanu, that believe that what he's doing is good and we need their support. And now, Nnamdi Kanu, just like as a person, cannot be everywhere. He lives in London. And he said, now that they have killed, like now, somebody issued press this the 30th of May. They are going to observe sit at home for those who died during the war and the course of struggle. Now, and you see that this thing is for and against. Some people may not belong to believe in what Nnamdi Kanu is doing. That does not mean that he don't have supporters. But for me, what I'm trying to say is that a good government, for me, I don't know whether you have thought about this thing, that a non-state actor will give order. Omission or commission, people will obey. And you give counter order, nobody will obey. I don't know whether you're getting one.
Oh, yes, that's continued to be on top of my mind.
Yes.
That means it's quite influential, if I would say, the non-state actor.
Influential is failure of leadership. Femidi, in your house, put bread geisha.
But some would also say it's a call to break law and order.
No, sir.
Why not?
It is a failure in the leadership. Who is Nnamdi Kanu? Nnamdi Kanu just came. And an average Igbo man felt that he has lost. Nobody is speaking for us. As Nnamdi Kanu came, an Igbo man now
embraced him.
This one that is talking for us, let us support him. That is just it. My father used to, when he was alive, he said, we put evening mass because morning mass was not complete. If everybody come in that morning mass and we do so, there should be no reason for evening mass. And when you call yourself a governor, you say that when they release Nnamdi Kanu, you will have inflation. Ejife, when he was alive, they asked him in television, who is the leader of the Igbos? He said, Nnamdi Kanu for now is the leader of the Igbos. I'm not here to lie. They asked him why. He said that from Ikulobe, former governor of Anambra State. If I come at Ikulobe, you will not see 10 persons that will follow me. If I leave Ikulobe and go to Afadibeku, Nnamdi Kanu's matter, you will not see 8 to 10 persons that will follow me. But if Nnamdi Kanu leave Afadibeku and come to Ikulobe will shut down. Who is a leader? Who is a leader? So the point I'm making is that when you are saying that somebody is issuing order from prison, from Finland, from London, and people are following, it's a complete failure. To an extent that police will tell you if you are coming out, they say, don't you know that today is sit at home? A police officer, compliant, banks, schools,
and it could be out of fear.
That is what I'm saying, which means you are incapable.
So that means they fear the leadership of whoever is speaking. That's what that implies.
Which means that is not state actor now. That's not state actor.
Yes, then they fear him enough to know that he could harm them.
Which means they're not state actor. You have subjected to the government of that non-state actor. You have subjected your government to him. If he will say yes, and the people will believe, and you say no, people will not believe you.
And should that be so? Because if a government were to, in quote now, and this is just simulating examples, to subject itself to the authority of a non-state actor, and this is just a statement, not a fact now, were to subject themselves to the authority of a non-state actor, one would then wonder about the fact that, is that not almost the same thing that what would we describe as terrorism? When you take over the territory, the authority, and all those kind of measures that a government normally takes on, and you take it on, is that not terrorism? Because I do know, for example, Nnamdi Kanu is facing a 10 counts charge on terrorism and felony.
I have told you, I don't want us to be dragging into issue because this matter is in court. But I'm just giving you analysis.
Yes, I'm following you on this, and I'm trying to be educated.
I don't want to use.
So terrorism in this case would be what?
No, I don't want to go into that. This matter is in court, and as a lawyer, because I came here to talk about human rights.
Yes,
as a lawyer, I know why you are using this one. Try to balance it, and why I cannot go into deep. Well, that's why I'm using other instances.
Please share an instance that helps me understand terrorism in this case.
Now, terrorism is a crime with its own element of terrorism, how to prove. Remember that, let me just, so that I want to bring it down to people. If you see a woman now, you grab the woman, you torn his clothes, torn his bra, you know what I'm saying? You drag with her, you suppress her, you ejaculate in her laps, and you are arrested, and they prefer a charge of rape against you. Do you know that you are going out?
Yes.
Why?
Because the law does not, it speaks about rape there has to be some form of penetration.
Good. I don't know that you're even a professor of law. So, you know what I'm saying? Because you should have charged the person for indecent assault. You should have charged the person for violence against person, not rape. Because the main cardinal proof of rape is upon penetration. And when you now you draft the charge, you rape somebody, you file. Lucky enough, the girl is still a virgin. They want this, there's everything. There was no penetration. The case has collapsed. Are you know what I'm saying?
Yes, I do.
So one of the ingredients of rape is upon penetration. Then ingredients of terrorism is there in the law. You know what constitutes terrorism. I'm in my house. I made a call. Everybody in Owerena should go out and destroy government house, kill everybody, and people move. You say that I've committed terrorism. No, I don't want to go into that because terrorism has its own. Then two, when that person who made that comment is being arrested, the thing there is that what is the intention of making that statement? What even gave those people adults right to go and carry out that act? There is an adage in my place. Somebody whose father sent to go and steal normally use leg to break the door. Somebody whose father sent to steal, they use leg break the door because of what? My father sent me. I don't know whether you are.
I do follow you.
So now, when you made such a statement and the people obey, who are you? What is that you are doing that I'm not doing? I was the person that have the authority. You are not state actor. Nobody elected you as the governor of Abia State. And governor of Abia State. You are not the president of Ahanes in Igbo. Where are you operating? A freedom fighter from nowhere. People are believing you. The government should have buried their head in shame and look at the issue. I wrote a memo. I told Buhari, though I know that government, they don't read papers, they don't read memo. I say, if you want to know the person that will help you in the Southeast, is Nnamdi Kanu. Work with him. Forget about all this people. Forget about red cap. Red cap is not 1,000 naira. I'll be there selling 2,000 naira to the market. It doesn't move. There are something that somebody will look at you and say, you are not my father, look at my father. You are a biological child. You say, I will disown you. You say, you are disowning me that have already disfathered you. We have some comedian. You can use it to me. I will disown you, yes, I will disfather you. So there is something that you are doing. What you should do is that you should go back to your house. Every day, 24 hours, your children are in your neighbor's room. Your children are in your neighbor's house. You have not asked yourself, what is that you are not doing well? That is the failure of leadership.
Okay.
Have you asked yourself, as we speak now, Attorney General said, hey, you played on news the other day. People are calling me and say, Finland, extraditing Nnamdi Kanu.
Simon
Ekpa. Finland, extraditing Simon Ekpa. You people are jokers in this country. What do you think you take Finland for? They are watching what is happening in Nigeria. They are watching. The Kenya people that brought Nnamdi Kanu, allowing Nnamdi Kanu to be kidnapped. Do you think that they are finding it funny? They are not finding it funny. I've been in Kenya. We have been following the matter. It's not easy as you are seeing it. Because one, it has also affected their own country. It shows that nobody will enter your country and be safe. The due process must be followed. Don't you know when they arrested Igboho at the Benin Republic? Malami quickly sent the jet as he sent in that of Nnamdi Kanu. What did the Benin Republic do? Say no, you're not extraditing anybody. They kept him there because there is absence of rule of law in Nigeria. There is absence of fundamental rights here. There is
complete absence or just not practicing.
Anyway, when something is 80% is A. If you made an A in a subject, you are a guru in that subject. Your A may be 70, maybe 75, maybe 80, but it's on a majority. Because if a situation whereby, do you know why Trump contested the election? Trump contested the election because of one comment he made. And the judge is all listening with him. Trump said, when they brought the charge against him, he shouldn't have contested. Trump said, this charge was brought to deprive me the right to exercise my right of contesting. Somebody right, fundamental right. God said, yes, it's true. Has he not been sentenced? He has been sentenced, yet he's the president exercising that right. And that is one of the things that is keeping America going today. So if we come in this country and somebody said anything, you say, go and shoot. Are we under military? When somebody says something, that's why. Have you forgotten that the Bawa and the Mefiele connived? When I said the worst corruption department we have in Nigeria is a legal department of CBN, I proved it. I attacked Bawa. You are not qualified to be the EFCC chairman. Both of them connived.
That was the former chairman for those.
They were former chairman. They connived and preferred charge against me. I finished a national industrial court. They kept me there, collect my answer. They followed the charge, saying that I'm giving false information against government agencies. When Emefiele was arrested, nobody wanted to speak about it. I mobilized lawyers. I mobilized civil society group. We carried out a protest. It was after that protest on Thursday, they arrested Emefiele on Monday. They arrested Emefiele on Thursday. When Emefiele They granted him bail, EFCC rearrested. Granted him bail, EFCC rearrested. I wrote a petition, followed it up in the House. The House now invited the EFCC chairman. What is the problem? The arrest man, you arrest him. What's the problem? He tendered apology. Emefiele today is moving as a free person. That is, I'm not saying that somebody that committed crime should go free. I'm not a criminal. I don't commit crime. If somebody who committed a crime, allow him to follow that due process. That is our own challenge. That's what we are quarreling for. When you say something, that's what you see that the Nnamdi Kanu was shouting in court, pushing everybody, saying items, because he felt that the law has failed him. And Nnamdi Kanu say, you shouldn't talk while I'm talking. Personally, I don't see it as anything because that young man has been injured.
After watching this video, now you understand very well what we mean when we say that Nigeria is irredeemable. When we call for the disintegration of Nigeria, you will now understand. There is no plan and there is no way Nigeria will survive in the dish that it is today. And Nigeria continue to deepen into more failure, into more disaster, into more insecurity, and into more economic instability. The earlier we begin to think wisely and focus on the solution, which is disintegration, the better for all of us. It is not a selfish request. It is not just about the Biafran. It is about humanity. If you want to save humanity, you must support the disintegration of the contraption called Nigeria. Divide the country along people that have same value system. People that have same value system. The Oduduwa people, the Middle Belt, the Northerners, and the Southeastern and the Biafrans. That is the only solution. No matter how you try to run away from it, it will continue to haunt you. Thank you, and let's keep watching. Go to comment section and share your comments.